let's talk about Uber. Sorry, getting a little confused
Yeah.
there. Where Uber is planning a kid service to replace mom and dad's taxi.
Yeah. So, this also, I picked this for a reason, because there are two companies in the US, our side gig of side gigs, we're doing every week, right?
Yep.
There are two companies. Actually, one, my wife is going through the sign-up process. She just had her FBI background check done.
Oh, nice. For what? Hop, skip, jump?
For Hop, Skip, and Drive, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And they have 25 trips for 1,000 guarantee.
Ooh, nice.
You're gonna go get that 1,000, right? And drive kids. There you go. So this goes together with our side gig / Uber is getting into the kid transportation business. Now, what could go wrong with this picture?
First off, let's.
For fuck's sake.
You know what? I don't have a problem driving kids. The issue that I would have is if a child needs a car seat, I am not going to provide a car seat for the liability purposes. So if the child needs a car seat, they probably shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Just my thought. I also think if you are going to be doing this, you should have a dash camera in your car, period. No questions. You need to have that because if it comes down to a he said, she said thing, you just cover your ass when it comes to it being a driver.
100%.
And, when it comes back all around, as long as those couple of things are met to me and the pay is good, I wouldn't have a problem with it. That's me personally.
Yeah.
I have kids, so I know what it's like. So
Tony, you made it. Tony Pierce, our great buddy, who's going to be a guest in February sometime, is here. I showed your Trump National 2 trips, multi-apping, remember, Chris? That was Tony's screenshots right there.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. And so Uber goes, we're going to plan a kid service. This is in Australia. There is not a goddamn chance this would happen in the US, okay? Without more stringent background checks. I'm telling you, my wife has been dealing with this. Now she passed the background check with the fingerprint background check, bro. Not on this checker bullshit, half-ass, watered down, whatever, right?
Yep.
Now she has to have a personal interview actually with a human before she gets on the platform.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I believe it. She had to do fingerprints too, right?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and the piss test for drugs. So if you're smoking pot, you ain't getting on Hop, Skip, and Drive or Kid Kaboo. Those are the two big ones in the U.S. Hop, Skip, and Drive is pretty much all over because they got a massive amount of funding and they got to deal with Los Angeles USD school district. So I said, go do it. I mean, you're going to drive kids in the mornings and, make some money, and there's nothing wrong with it. And by the way, they're expanding their services into like babysitting, or you can take kids to like their gym classes or soccer practice or whatever. So, a lot of parents are busy. They don't have the time if they're willing to pay. And it pays a lot more than Uber, by the way. So there you go. So Uber hopefully is not going to get into this business because without any background checks, bro, this would be a disaster.
Hold on. But going in, it says ride-sharing company Uber has just rolled out an option to book vehicles equipped with children's car seat across Melbourne. So you want out of it? Don't carry a car seat. Uber is also considering allowing unaccompanied children to use its service. In Australia, a recent study found most parents remain unwilling to let their children use a rideshare service unaccompanied. Uber policy, like most ride-sharing companies, currently requires a solo passenger, and at least one passenger needs to be over 18. There appears to be more acceptance in countries such as the US, where child-specific ride shares are more widespread. Many time poor families are desperate for better alternatives to having to drive their children everywhere they need to go. There are indeed high social, economic, and environmental costs associated with parental taxis. But outsourcing this role to rideshare service is not the best solution. It will reinforce an over-reliance on cars, which is demonstrably harmful for children's health and well-being, which I'm kind of surprised because most of the time you drive anywhere, not a lot of walking unless you're going to the parks or something like that. It did identify several factors that mattered to parents, including being able to decide the route of the vehicle, who is able to drive and ride in the vehicle, the presence of a designated adult waiting at the child's destination, technological features such as GPS tracking and two-way cameras to communicate with the child during the trip. So there you go. That's even on
Well,
their
yeah,
side.
but all of this is for the drivers to avoid a very strict background check. Does it say anywhere near that you have to do a piss test and
Don't
you have
see
to
it.
do a fingerprint background check? Hell no, because they want all the drivers to do this, but you have all these little, cookies on there in the car. Then you should be able to drive kids. No, if you're gonna drive kids, bro, you need to be having a stricter background check and a piss test. There you go.
Yep.
My
And
opinion
going
on
on to that, this is a question from earlier. It says,
Okay.
my question is, do you guys cancel people with children and no car seats? 100% of the time.
There you
And
go.
you
See
just
that? That's the
said, you
cancel
just
sign right
answered
there.
right there. You're having a major issue with people with no car seats in California. That's a $500 ticket. Are you going to pay that $500 ticket? And that's at the minimum. Because if there's something that happens, guess what? You're 100% liable because you're the driver of the car. So no matter what you do, you're liable. So if there's an accident, if there's a problem, something that happens, an injury, who's liable? Not
And
Uber.
I'll take that a step further, not only for car seat. If you think the person or the underage, right? A lot of kids look older these days. They could be going to middle school and look like maybe they're 16, 17. Ask ID. Don't be shy. Ask ID. If they're underage, there's another X right there. Do not do it. The liability is so huge. Do not do it. It's not worth the $6 you're gonna get.
Right here, Dave
Yeah,
says,
okay.
when you
One
die,
star. We exchange one
parents get
star.
pissed off all the time. But you know what? I'm not going to worry more about your child than your own than you as the parent. I have a parent of 2 kids. They're 2 and 5 right now. Would I let them in the car without a car seat? Hell fucking no.
No, man.
And for you or somebody in general to say, hey, yeah, can you take my child without a car seat? Why would you do that? You're still a personal vehicle.
Yeah.
And
we will exchange 1 stars. We will exchange 1 stars. No problem.
Yeah.
I haven't started the ride. You can't rate me anyway. So I'm going like, I'm
Exactly.
not even going to let you in the car, let alone start the ride. So I'm going like, that's okay. Let's move on. And then, for each time I pulled up in morning rush hour, and for each time a parent said, oh, but the other Uber driver did it. I go like, yeah, there are some idiot, desperados out there who will take a $5 trip and risk their whole life in case something goes wrong. Because guess what? With a minor or an underage 15, 14-year-old in the car, you get in a crash under the TOS, terms of service, there is no, period 3 insurance commercial coverage. None. You are screwed for life. So It ain't worth it. Think about it.
And that's the same thing. Even if there's more passengers than what's allowed in your car, if they order, you just don't do it because it's the liability. So if there's something that happens, chances are nothing's going to happen. But do you want to risk it? I mean, it's the same thing when it comes down to people getting behind the wheel when they're drinking. I could do it and I'm okay. I'm just down the street. But you know what? It only takes one time to screw everything up. And then if this is your well-being, if this is your livelihood, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then chances are there's not going to be criminal, but there could be some criminal charges that are brought forth. When it comes down to it, there could be a lot of civil. And again, that's all going to be on you as the driver. These companies are going to walk away scot-free because they put it in their TOS, and the insurance company will come back and say, well, not our problem. You're not following and adhering to the TOS. So
yeah, exactly.
We
No
wipe our hands of
underage
this
minors
one.
in your car. That's it. So Christ Child says something interesting. Okay, just because someone passed a federal background check doesn't mean that they're a good person. Okay, we know that. We know that things happen, but it's better a federal background check over a checker, watered down bullshit background check any day. Any day. Okay. So to me, let's talk apples to apples here. Yes, anybody can do anything after they go through a federal background check. That's life. I mean, today, in a minute now, I can get in my car and get in a crash and die. I mean, there are risks in life, but the more precautions you take, the better it is. And I think these child driving services in the US are doing the right way. So yeah, that's it.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.